Hello again. Hi, it's me, Amir, Miracle. Just going over another drum lesson, online drum lesson. Although this is a djembe, I'm not a djembe player, and these lessons apply to any kind of rhythmic instrument, which doesn't mean necessarily a drum. Any instrument is actually a rhythmic instrument if it's played well. So, okay. We're going to move on. Last lesson was about bars and pulse and subdivisions. The very basic, fundamental rather, not basic in any kind of a negative way. Just very fundamental aspects of rhythm and music. And now we're going to move on to kind of examples of simple fundamental rhythms that you hear everywhere, from which you can build up. So when a rhythm is very basic and it doesn't have so much movement in it, it's more likely to be referred to as a beat. So you hear things like a rock beat, funk beat, dance beat, reggae beat, etc., calypso beat. So this time we're going to just do what's called like a half-time beat. And if you remember, we had a bar that had 4 quarter notes, and if you played all of it, it would be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. If we go any further, I remind you that I'm left-handed, so I do the ones. I start all my sequences, most of the sequence anyway, with my left hand. If you're right-handed, you should do that. Which actually, if you're right-handed, is great because you will see my left hand opposite yours as if it's a mirror image. So actually, in some ways, it'd be probably easier for you to follow me being left-handed. So, so basically, we've got a quarter note: 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a cycle of 4. And if we take away the 2 and 4, what we're left with is 1 and 3, which is, again, going back to the previous lesson, is playing half of the pulse. If you play the 1 in the middle of the drum to get, or anywhere that you get the low sound, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Now this is basically a half-time beat. You'll hear that a lot, like dum, 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 tsh, dum, tsh, dum, dum, tsh, dum, dum, and so once you establish this beat, you can play it over a cycle of 4 bars or multiples of 4s. And next thing that we can do is to embellish it. What it meant by embellishment is that the bar, it has got its characteristics, and the characteristics of a bar come from those important notes, which is at the moment is 1 and 3. These could be called accents, which means they're the ones that are louder. So if you imagine in your mind the 1, 2, 3, 4 is still going, so you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. But you're actually playing the 1 and 3 louder, you get the same effect. So it's like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So these are the accents. The accents of the bar determine its characteristic, a signature, its kind of its flavor. So the accents of 1 and 3 determine a half-time beat. And in order now to embellish the half-time beat, we could add some extra notes, but without detracting from its primary accents, which are 1 and 3. And the first thing that comes to mind is the 2 as well as the 1. So it'd be like a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's the first embellishment that you can do. And as long as you're following the pulse, all of these rhythms and variations are interchangeable. So these are like your building blocks that by combining together you could create variety, and as long as you respect the cycle, which is either the 1 bar of 4 or 4 bars of 4 or multiples of 4 or multiples of 2 on the simpler instances, you can make your own thing, and that's what it's all about, because you don't want to be just dependent on somebody teaching you everything. You need to become creative, and these building blocks are words out of which you could make sentences. You eventually have freedom to create whatever you want to create. Basically, it's good to understand where these words come from. So that was the first variation. 1, 2, 3. The other thing that you could add is after this note of the 3, then you could go 3, 3 and 4 and with this hand as well. So it'd be like 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So as you see, how combining these variations is suddenly starting to feel more musical. And I always remind people that, these are very simple, but there's been the songs that have been written with these rhythms that made millions. So the fact that it's simple doesn't mean they're not appealing or desirable. It just means they're it's clear and easy to follow. So you could also add another extra note here for embellishment, and that's between 1 and 2, so they'd be on the and of 1. That's how we refer to it, on the and of 1. So it'd be like 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. So also combining it with the other extra skip notes, which I call, which is just the one before you go into the 1 again. So it'd be like a So again, another variation, and don't forget that every time you have a rhythm, if you want to open it up, and by open it up I mean to experience some freedom around it, so you're not trapped inside playing this rhythm, even though this is still got varieties. Always the most fundamental thing you can do is to step outside that rhythm, but still respect it in the sense that you can play along with it. The thing you could do is play the pulse. So if I demonstrate that, but playing the rhythm and then switching to pulse, just playing quarter notes, and then you see how they mix together. So it'd be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Notice at the end, instead of doing the pulse, the last bar, I went 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and which was again following the previous principle that you can double up the pulse without affecting the fact that it could still flow with the music, and in fact that's how you create variety. So thank you for that. I hope that was of some use for you, and I'm going to do more videos, so please keep an eye on it. Any feedback would be great, and if you like it, please recommend it to your friends. And as you know, I perform in the OneSpirit, and I do drum circles in OneSpirit, so check out the website link, and hopefully I see you and we can play the drums together. Thank you. Bye bye.